Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to go a little deeper into the budget and present to you 4 or 5 sectors or 4 or 5 themes which are going to remain invested for next 5 years. If you recollect, in the budget speech, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman mentioned that this budget is a foundation for next 5 years. So, since this is a coalition government doesn't have so much of leverage as it had in term one and term two. It has to go with coalition dharma. And therefore, the orientation of this budget becomes a foundation. And if you choose the sectors based on this budget, those will be the sectors where we need to really concentrate for next 5 years. So, with that preamble, what I'll do is I'll quickly glance through the budget summary and see that which are the main focus, which are the main features, or which are the main themes of the budget. And how much allocation has been done in these themes, what has been happening in this area for a while. And then accordingly, I'll take you through different indices or different stocks which are supporting these themes. And then based on that, I'll touch upon some of the indices and also guide in terms of how we can go on investing depending on your profile. But believe me, stock investing is highly risky. So before investing, you must do your own research or depend on your financial advisor. Purpose of this video is purely educational. So with this note, let's move forward. Coming back to the key features of budget 24-25, it's very important to understand what are the key features of this budget. So here, the very first thing, Mr. Modi has been talking about these 4 pillars of the budget. What he talked about is Annadata, which is nothing but Kisan, Garib, poor, irrespective of the caste, irrespective of the background he comes from. If he's poor, he is poor. Youth, similarly, youth. And then finally, women. These are the 4 pillars. So this budget has got good amount of allocation or good amount of focus in these 4 areas. So henceforth, next 5 years, I suspect or I guess these 4 areas will dominate the budget, and there will be a lot of work in these areas. One thing is sure, this government, whatever it talks, it does. So from that perspective, if you structure your investment in such a way that your investment remains in this area, that will be a good benefit in next 5 years. So these are the first 5 things we have. Then let's look at other key features of this budget and make some inferences out of it. Now here, infrastructure. This government, he says priority for Viksit Bharat. Infrastructure is the key for development. And they have been putting a lot of emphasis on infrastructure. So infrastructure is a sector will be in limelight in years to come. And if you look at it, infrastructure has been in limelight for last couple of years. Look at the road network, the way it has gone. Look at the railway work is happening. Look at the ports, the type of work happening. So all these areas will get further strengthened, and there will be a lot of work in this area. 11 lakhs, 11,111 crores have been allocated for infrastructure, which is 3.4% of GDP. It's a good amount. Similarly, 1 crore to the long-term interest-free loans to support resource allocation. This also, and PM GSY will be launched, provide all the weather connectivity to 25,000 rural habitation. So primarily, infrastructure not only is going to connect the urban centers, which have been done to a very large extent, it is going to connect those inhabitants which live in rural areas and which are not touched actually. So in this infrastructure is a huge sector, and here are things like road, things like railway, things like ports, and many more things comes. Hold for a while. I'm going to touch upon the 4 sectors, 4 priority sectors. Then I'll take you through what it constitutes and what are the stocks in these sectors. That I'll discuss later. So this is one area, and in infrastructure already some more work has been done already because there is a movement here in infrastructure. So robust economic foundation. Now here, Indian economy in real term has grown at 8.2% GDP growth in year 24, 23, 24. So it's a very solid thing. We are the fastest, largest growing economy in the world today. And therefore, friends, people like us who stand and who really invest money in the stock market, they have a golden period in their life. This type of period doesn't come every time. So I think next 10 years is going to be golden period. And I certainly urge youngsters and all the people who are in mid 40s, mid 50s, and even 60s to allocate whatever resources they have, obviously looking at their own resource distribution to the equity investment so that they get the maximum benefit and they live a very pleasant life. That's the goal I have. That's the reason I make this type of video. And very important. Look at the gross NPAs of banks. It has been declining, and today the bank health is the best. Although bank has got a trouble, like their lending is growing faster than deposits, that government is trying to, and banks are trying to really work on. But today banks stand at a place where it has got the lowest NPA. State Bank of India and other banks have generated lifetime profit, highest profit in their lifetime. So that's very important. That's very deficit is under control. They are this year they have announced 4.9% that they aim for 425, and next budget they plan for 4.5%, which is indeed praiseworthy. And I believe that this government is going to keep with the provision. I will not touch upon taxations and all because those we may be interested, but here we are talking about investment. Therefore, it becomes very important. Now here, apart from this, we'll go directly to the budget allocation. Defense. In last 2 years, defense sectors have been getting very good traction. Look at the defense share. They have multiplied 4 or 5 times in the last year and a half or 2 years. HAL, Matsgaon Dock, and anyone, BEL, and any company you think about, they have multiplied 4 to 5 times in the last 2 years. So is it the end of the road? Friends, no. We have started exporting defense production, and this is going to pick up further in years to come. So defense will remain a theme, and you see allocation of 4,54,773 crores in defense money. Rural development. This election, one of the reasons for BJP to get lesser seat has been in the rural areas. And also, BJP recognizing that fact, there's significant amount of rural focus which is going to come. So all those sectors, all those industries, all those indices which has to do with rural development are going to prosper. Look here, 2,65,808 crores has been allocated to rural sector. Then agricultural allied products. This is 1,51,851. So in totality, we talked about infrastructure, defense, rural development, agriculture, and allied activity. Now, defense, since it has a huge run-up in last few years, you have to be very selective. So what normally I do is I have created a list of uh, defense companies, and then I sort them in PE and start from the bottom. So even today, some of the companies will be very attractive, which I'll show you. So these are the four sectors, and obviously manufacturing. In manufacturing area, if you go through the budget, government has got a strong focus in what you call semiconductor. They have got focus in improving manufacturing capability of the country, and therefore PLI, production linked incentive schemes, are going to cover more and more sectors. So budget talk about this. So these four sectors: infrastructure, rural economy, consumption, because rural economy growth, consumption growth. So companies of the world like ITC, HUL, Tata, consumption services, which are Tata Tea earlier, and all the agri products companies, they will do much better. And manufacturing. So manufacturing is a large sector. So what should be our strategy? So let's move forward. Spend some more time on our strategy, how we are going to really handle this. So for understanding the strategy, first I'll take you to the NSE, what we call it indices. NSE has various indices. Let us understand what these indices are and how, and normally good number of indices are supported by ETF. So if you don't have a lot of idea about stocks, investing in ETF of those sectors are very safe and bound to give you faster result than you can earn elsewhere. So let's take what are the indices we have here. First, I'll take thematic indices. So let's look at the first rural economy. So let's look what it means, Nifty ruler. So if I go with the Nifty ruler, you see the definition here, and what you can download is the fact sheet, which will give you what are company which makes Nifty ruler. Here, when you look at, you will find that Nifty ruler is primarily composed of these other companies. There are other companies also. These are main companies: ITC, Bharat Airtel, State Bank of India, Mahindra, Hindustan Unilever, Tata Motors, NTPC, Bajaj Finance, Maruti Suzuki, and Asian Paints. So these are some of the companies which are very rural oriented. If rural economy picks up, rural allocations are more, they have more disposable income. So this company will grow. And this is one sector. Second thing we can talk about is rural consumption. So when you talk about consumption CPG, if you look at, or you look at consumption theme, so Nifty India consumption. So if you look at here, so here, if you look at the fact sheet, what you will find is this will have a set of companies. And what you could do is you could download this set of companies and then you can see if there are common companies. So here again, ITC, number one, Bharti Airtel, Mahindra Mahindra, quite a few of them are common. Titan, Zomato, Asian Paints, Trent, and Bajaj Auto. So what I suggest is people who are more interested to invest at stock level can look at these sectors, download at least top 10 companies in each sector, and then see which are the common one. And depending on their portfolio, they can do their allocation. So the third sector which I take is manufacturing. So manufacturing is again is a like large one, and it becomes difficult really to focus because manufacturing covers a large areas. It has got quite a few stuff. So basically, what you need to do is instead of being what do you call company specific, my suggestion here is you get into like consumer durables. They are also manufacturing. A small car, like other companies, gas and oil, it is part of manufacturing. Then pharma, part of manufacturing. So there are certain ETF which are manufacturing. So instead of getting to the indices, you can look at those ETFs and invest through ETF. So either here we have two choices: either invest through ETFs or invest directly in stock. Persons who are more versed, they can look at their portfolio composition, the constituents of their portfolio. Then accordingly they can decide where to put money, and for that the sector indices may be very useful. And based on that, they can take a call and they can allocate the money for investment. And those who are not, they can take advantage of the ETFs which we have. So I will take you to the SDFC and show you some of the ETFs which I have chosen for you from these sectors. So give me a minute. I need to log in and then show you those ETFs. Here, if you look at it, I have chosen, quite a few ETFs I have taken like Infra Beach. This is Nippon India. And if you look at their performance, this particular ETF, and let me take their weekly chart for 5 years. See, this was the best time to invest in up to here. From here, there is a good run up. But even today, this is sometime in April 23, like last 1 year, last 15 months, the infrastructure has been running. But if you take it, still, it has been consolidating, and next 5 years, the sector will see a lot of changes. It will have a host of companies, and those fund managers, they manage this based on the index definition, which has got those companies I have showed you, and also quite a few companies. They may have 30, 35 companies in this sector. Infrastructure ETF has performed better than the Nifty 50 in last year and a half. The second one you can talk about is consumer needs, Nippon India consumer. There are others also, but here again, this is consumption sector. So if you look at here, you look at their weekly data here, this ETF again, consumption ETF again in starting October 23 started moving, and next 4 5 years it will have huge opportunity to move. So you can invest through even this particular ETF. The next one I can show you is, so I showed you consumption, I showed you infrastructure. This is manufacturing, make in India primarily. So make in India theme gets really covered here. And this if you see again, there have been some movement in last starting last 1 year in this sector, but there will be a lot many to come because India is continuously working on this. So, friends, when you look at these 4 5 themes which I talked to you, then defense. Now, defense, I like to show you some more before I really go to the concluding parts. Let me cover defense to some extent and show you some of the defense company. So, what I'll do is here, I'll take the screener, and here from I have got a sort of work list I have made, and this is here defense and railway. So defense and railway both will remain, although there is a huge run up here. So what I normally do is I sort this on P. So all the top P comes here, and the bottom when you go, let's look at some of the companies from the bottom. Ircon International 26 P, Mazgaon Dock 41, Ramakrishna Forging, Bharat Electronics 52, and Hindustan only 38.86. So these are some of the companies. Although here also when you look at the historical valuation, they appear to have a larger P, but they have a huge order base. Their profitability has improved, deliveries have improved. From that perspective, selectively you can invest in some of the companies which are available at relatively lower valuation. I will not say the lowest valuation, but relatively lower valuation. So that is the thing. So friends, today in this deliberation, I covered about 5 themes which are very important for next 5 years. One is defense. It will continue, done very well. It's still going to continue. Invest selectively. Some company which appears good in the sector is HAL, Mazgaon Dock, Econ International, etc. The second one, we talked about rural economy. Now, rural economy, you see a lot of allocation because the government lost votes in rural areas. So therefore, a lot of allocation is going to be in this sector, and companies of the likes like ITC, HUL, these will do very well. Tata consumer products, they are going to improve their performance. So we must remain invested in these sectors, these companies. Well, when you look at HUL and Asian Paints performance, last 2.5 3 years, they have been more like a sideways. So from that perspective also, these are reasonably valued, very good prospects. So certainly you should hold on to these sectors for the next 4 5 years. Third one we talked about is infrastructure. So now infrastructure again, investing through ETF may be a good idea. Or if you like some companies in the area of ports, the area of railway, some companies, if you think it's less valued, and then you can invest. And the last but not the least is manufacturing. Manufacturing, India doing very good, particularly in the area of electronics or area of semiconductor. Not many companies, but you can keep watch. And whichever company is coming, some of the companies might be coming in through IPO, not large one. Some deals are happening. So, like I picked up one from the listed market, Polymatech. It's a Chennai-based company, a small SME, profitable company, doing reasonably well. From the time I bought, I have already got some appreciation. So, friends, these are the 4 or 5 sectors, and defense. These are the 5 sectors which is going to shine in the next 5 years. So I hope you like this analysis. If you like this analysis, don't forget pressing like button. And please do forward this to your friends and family members so that they can benefit from this particular deliberation. And if you have your comments to make, please feel free to comment on the video, because that is going to help me to do more such work for you. Thank you so much for your time. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.